Hey, Ryan Black here, and I wanted to talk about a bit of a controversial subject. So there's a lot of talk these days about a few kind of related areas. There's something called MGTOW, MGTOW, which stands for Men Going Their Own Way. There's the men's rights activists, the MRAs, and there's kind of associated websites and writers on these various topics. And they're all really interesting, there's a lot of sides to them, but I just wanted to caution you against some of the beliefs and some of the stuff that's out there in these areas. So first of all, let's be clear on what this stuff is. So the men's rights activists are essentially saying that over the last few decades, a perfectly reasonable kind of feminism based on the idea that women should be equal, have equal rights, has kind of overstepped itself and gotten to the point where now women actually have more rights than men. And there's lots of examples that are absolutely true from how men are mistreated, husbands are mistreated in divorce courts, very rarely given custody of children, having to pay tons of money for years and years and years in child support, and many, many other examples where men are absolutely unfairly treated in today's society, and women actually have more rights, while at the same time kind of still parroting the line that there's a gender wage gap which doesn't exist, and women are unfairly treated, which studies show like it's just not the case anymore. So that's kind of the men's right side of things. MGTOW, Men Going Their Own Way, is kind of more this idea that men are saying no to dating, no to kind of traditional notions of male-female dynamics, male-female relationships, and just saying, I'm going to kind of do my own thing and not spend any time being concerned about women and trying to get into a relationship and all the stuff, because women don't provide me anything, I don't get anything out of being in a relationship with a woman, so I'm going to kind of focus on myself. And both of these groups tend to view the seduction community, people, pick-up artists or whatever that you want to call them, in a sort of derogatory way, kind of saying like, MGTOWs especially say anybody talking about seductions and anything to do with that, and helping people, dating coaching, anything to do with that, is basically putting women on a pedestal and like being obsessed with them, and being obsessed with figuring out how they can get more women, and it's a pointless waste of time, and there's no point in doing it. And these people are just myopically obsessed with getting women, and it's pointless. So first of all, the thing that's the most kind of worrying, I guess, is that it is true, right? The worst thing about it is you can find statistics that will absolutely back up the fact that men don't get a fair shake in lots of different areas of life. Divorce, if you get married and get divorced, as a man, you're going to have a way worse deal more often than not than the woman does. There's lots of evidence that you can find, and lots of the individual personal stories of men who decide to sort of go their own way, where you'd be like, I completely understand why you want to do that after those relationships or that series of failures or whatever it is, after women have said that to you or done that to you. I can completely understand. The issue is because there's statistics to back it up, because you can absolutely show that a lot of these views are completely understandable. What it does is it's very easy to go into kind of a negative spiral. What it's very easy to do in these two belief systems is to create negative self-fulfilling prophecies, because it's very easy. All the studies show that when you get married, it's going to end in divorce, and your ex-wife's going to take all the stuff, and your life's going to be terrible. So let's say you go into a relationship or a marriage with these beliefs that this marriage is statistically likely to fail, and when you do divorce, the woman's going to treat you awfully and get custody of your kids and make you pay all this money. If those are your beliefs, which again, statistically that's true, right? Statistically it's true. But if those are your beliefs going in, you're going to be much more likely to create that reality and attract exactly the kind of woman that's going to do that to you. If you spend your life saying, I don't need women, and women, there's no point in having a relationship, and having a relationship doesn't give me anything, and women are like pointless and they're a waste of time, and they just suck you dry of all your money, and they just want attention, and they just want this, and they don't really care about the guy that they're with, apart from to provide them with money and expensive gifts and all that stuff. And as soon as they've sort of drained you of all of that, then they'll just move on to to the next guy. If those are your beliefs as you go around interacting with women, then guess what? You're going to project that out into the world, and you're going to attract, without even realizing it subconsciously, you're going to attract exactly the kind of woman that's going to prove that all of your beliefs, as well founded as they are true. Yeah, a lot of women out there probably are the kind of women that just want to, bleed a guy dry and whatever, and only care about your status or how much money you have and stuff like that. That's probably true. There's probably a lot of women out there like that. The thing is I don't experience that, because those aren't my default assumptions going into meeting a woman and having an interaction and getting into a relationship with her. And because of that, because I don't project that out there, I don't attract that kind of woman. Because here's the thing, is that you're not getting into a relationship with the average woman, or statistically whatever women are. And so by looking at these perfectly true statistics about the kinds of things that many women often do and how the average woman behaves, you're then putting on a set of lenses that is going to filter away exactly the kind of woman that would prove all of that stuff wrong. You're going to filter away the type of woman that you might actually really resonate with. And you're only going to notice examples of exactly the negative stereotypes and the negative beliefs that you believe to be true. That is the nature of how we work. Right? Your perceptual filter is always filtering away instances of things that disconfirm your pre-existing beliefs, and is always looking to confirm and highlight examples that prove what you already believe to be true. So I say, even if statistically the women that I meet and interact with happen to be outliers, I don't care. Again, do you want to be the average? Do you want to have friends who are the average friend? Do you want to have a business that's the average business? Do you want to have relationships that is the average relationship? No. You want to be an outlier. You want to be the top 1% of men. You want to have friends who are top 1%ers. You want to have a business and earnings that are in the top 1%. So, don't you want to have a relationship that's in that top, that's an outlier? That's like a 1% of amazing relationships with a woman who's in the top 1% of all women. If that's true, then what does it matter what the statistics are? What does it matter that they show that more often than not they do all these kinds of terrible things? It doesn't matter, because I'm not looking for the average woman. Right? What I put out into the world is what I find attractive and the type of person I am and the types of women that I'm looking for, who are honest and caring, and that we resonate on things like personal development and spirituality and wanting to travel and explore new things. In my experience, women are amazing and nurturing and intelligent and want to learn and want to experience new things and want to travel with me and explore stuff and want to grow together with me and are there with me, supporting me when I'm having a shitty time, even when I didn't have very much money at all. That's my experience, and that can be yours. So if you're in that position where maybe you've had some negative experiences when it comes to dating and relationships, you might have even had a marriage that failed, and you've had some really bad experiences with women in the past, I would just encourage you to not get drawn into these kinds of sides of things, these areas of the internet and bloggers and stuff like that, who are reinforcing these really negative stereotypes of women. Because I can tell you from my own experience, and from the experience of many of the guys that I've coached and people that I've helped and just friends that I have and everything like that, there's an enormous quantity of amazing women who are not like any of those stereotypes, who genuinely would resonate with you for who you are and would love you for who you are. And the only thing that you have to do to have an amazing relationship with a girl like that is, first of all, give it a shot. Go into new experiences, new social situations with an open mind, and not with a preconditioned set of stereotypes and negative judgments about how you assume women are and are going to act. And really be willing to express yourself and who you are in the moment. Don't hold back. Don't believe that you need to be an alpha guy or present this kind of facade of what you think is attractive or what you've been told is attractive or what works. And the more you go around expressing who you really are as a person and what you want and what your desires are, I guarantee you there will be women out there that will resonate with that for you, for who you are, not for whatever the money that you have or the car that you drive or anything like that, but will resonate with you and end up loving you for who you are. And you only need to find one of those to have a really, really happy life and a really solid, amazing relationship. So I hope that's useful. I hope that might encourage some of you to kind of steer clear of some of the negative stuff out there. And I look forward to seeing you soon in the next video.